Alabama Senator-elect Doug Jones says his victory over GOP Roy Moore in Tuesday's special election marks a moment for national unity. Jones said he is overwhelmed by his win over Moore, who did not concede and talked about a recount. December.13, AP Doug Jones greets supporters as he claims victory at his watch party in Birmingham. Photo, Mickey Welsh, advertiser via USA Today Network. Not surprisingly, Tennessee's political insiders see Tuesday's special election in Alabama as either a blueprint for Democrats to win their own statewide election in 2018 or evidence of an extremely weak Republican candidate. While the circumstances that led to Democrat Doug Jones defeating Republican Roy Moore will be vastly different in Tennessee, politicians and political experts are looking at what, if any, impact the Alabama race might have on Tennessee. I think it shows that under optimal conditions it is possible for a Democrat to win in a dark red southern state, said Kyle Kondik, managing editor of Sabato's Crystal Ball at the University of Virginia Center for Politics. If there's a path for Democrats in Alabama, then by extension there's a path for them in Tennessee, he said. How good of a path that is remains to be seen, Kondik said. Former Gov. Phil Bredesen is the lone Democrat in the race. On the Republican side, U.S. Rep. Marsha Blackburn, former Rep. Stephen Fincher and Drive. Rolando Toyos are seeking the GOP nomination. More analysis, with Phil Bredesen in the U.S. Senate race, can Democrats win? More, Phil Bredesen on U.S. Senate race, I'm not running against Donald Trump. More, former Gov. Phil Bredesen launches U.S. Senate bid with campaign video. Fresh off the heels of the Alabama election, Tennessee Democratic Party Chair Mary Mancini sent an email hours after Jones' victory telling party members the election is proof that it doesn't matter how red a state is perceived to be. Tennessee is positioned to do exactly the same thing if we have the resources to compete, she said as she asked for donations. But Tennessee Republicans disagree. I wouldn't say that Tuesday's results change anything about what the Tennessee Republican Party was planning to do in 2018 and how we're preparing for what it's going to take to win, said Michael Sullivan, executive director of the state party. More, exclusive, former Republican Rep. Stephen Fincher enters Tennessee U.S. Senate race. More, U.S. Rep. Marsha Blackburn launches Senate bid. More, former Memphis Drive. Rolando Toyos enters race for Corker's Senate seat. Despite their differences between Alabama and Tennessee, here are a few factors that might help decide Tennessee's 2018 U.S. Senate race. Typically, there are fewer votes in non-presidential elections. The last 5 midterm elections in Tennessee have seen anywhere from 32% to 50% voter turnout. In the last 5 presidential election years, turnout was between 61% and 66%. For a Democrat to win statewide office in 2018, they will need high voter turnout in the state's urban areas. Jones' stunning victory Tuesday was, in part, bolstered by efforts to drive turnout among African Americans in these areas.